Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Happy Mother's Day to everybody who's celebrating today. In Britain, we actually celebrate Mother's Day in March, but you cannot celebrate mothers enough. And I want to wish all of the mothers out there a very happy and blessed Mother's Day. Today being Mother's Day actually got me reflecting, and I was thinking about the importance of the divine feminine. Whichever religion or spiritual tradition you look into, you'll find that the divine feminine is absolutely central to it. True, in some, it has been pushed aside over the years and diminished in its role. But if you look deep within even those traditions, you will see that the divine feminine is still vital, and without it, that tradition would not even have existed. If you look into the beliefs before the Abrahamic religions of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam came to predominate in this world, you'll notice that in many of these regions there was either goddess traditions or priestesses. There was a very strong emphasis on the divine feminine. If there was a pantheon of gods, these pantheons often had a very, very strong feminine figure at the top. It was only later, when societies became more agricultural, cities become more structured, and society as a whole, that we tend to find that male deities tended to predominate. And religion as a whole, whether it was monotheistic or polytheistic, tended to become more patriarchal to reflect the societies in which it was being practiced. So it's important to keep certain things in mind when looking into religious traditions. But even if we look within the Abrahamic traditions, we will see the importance of the divine feminine. In Hebrew and in Arabic, God is called Ar-Rahum, I think, in Hebrew. I don't quote me on the actual pronunciation. And Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim in Arabic. Now, these words have the same root, and they're connected to the word for womb in Arabic. So when we say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, these two names, the compassionate and most kind, or however you translate them to words to that effect, they actually are connected to the womb. And the womb is a very powerful symbol and always symbolizes the feminine. If we look at our prophets, it doesn't matter which prophet we look at, we tend to see that they spent a period of time in a cave or something similar. If we go back to the prophet Moses, for instance, he went up the mountain and he saw the light in the fire, this fire which was not burning the bush, some kind of incredible fire, and it was the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was manifesting to him. And he was enveloped in that divine fire. Enveloped. This is an important thing to consider, because anytime someone is enveloped, this also is symbolic of the divine feminine, is symbolic of the womb. And of course, in some depictions, this is shown as being on a cave in the mountain, or in like an enclave, or, like a side of the mountain where it's a bit enclosed. Again, this would be symbolic of the feminine. And of course, what did Moses do after this tremendous experience? He went home to his wife and was enveloped in his wife's arms as he discussed with her this incredible experience that must have really blown him away. It's beyond anything he could have anticipated before that. If we look at before him, Yusuf. Now, Yusuf is interesting because, or Joseph as he's called in English, Joseph, peace be upon him, has a very interesting story, because there's a couple of instances within his life where he is in a symbolic womb. One of them is when he is in the well. The other one is when he is imprisoned. Both of these are symbolic of the womb, and both of them, it's very crucial to his own spiritual development. And not just spiritual development, but even his life development, because after he was released from prison, he was not only a great spiritual leader, but he was appointed to what in effect would be called a prime minister today of the Pharaoh. All of the affairs of the Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, were entrusted in Joseph's hands, which is quite remarkable. But without that presence of the feminine, it wouldn't have happened. And so we tend to focus within the biblical tradition more on these masculine characters. But then we don't always see that there's the feminine aspect there, very strong. Jonah was in the whale. Again, the whale and being enclosed in the whale, it is symbolic of being in a womb when you look at archetypes. And this is again symbolic of the divine feminine and how it is transforming him. Before he goes into the whale, he doesn't want to go to Nineveh. He doesn't want to perform his prophetic mission. But after he exits the whale, he is reborn. He is a different person. In the life of Jesus, peace be upon him, you have the period of 3 days that he spent in a cave. Now, depending on your tradition, this was either being brought back to life or being revived. But this, again, it was very crucial, spending 3 days in a cave where he was spiritually transformed to a whole other level of being and ascended soon afterwards. Within Islam, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ went up to a cave on the side of a mountain where he was meditating and praying to Allah. And then the angel Gabriel came to him and says, read in the name of your Lord. And after this incredible experience, he went back to his wife Khadija and was enveloped in his wife's arms, and then was enveloped within a blanket. All of this symbolizes the divine feminine. So although he was a man, that the transformation of Rasulullah into his more prophetic role and his mission, the divine feminine was acting upon him in order to facilitate or be the catalyst for this. And even though these are stories that are focused around a male character, but within each of us there are masculine and feminine energies. It's not like every person is 100% masculine or 100% feminine, and no one should be trying to be, because this is not how human beings are. Obviously, in the biological sense, a woman has a womb. It's just something a man lacks. But we all have creative energies. And for every single human being, the body is like a womb of the soul. And it is where the soul's development takes place within this life. So whatever aspect of religion which you look at, the divine feminine has always played a tremendous role. If you look in early forms of Christianity, they talk about the Sophia. The Sophia is the female aspect of God and was crucial in the creation of the universe. If we look at other traditions, you've got Pachamama within the Native American traditions of South America. And again, it's the divine feminine and very important within the creation of the earth. In fact, Pachamama within the Incan tradition today is symbolic of Mother Earth. And again, we refer to the earth as a mother. I think this is something that all religious people, whatever our religion, we need to reflect upon how this feminine aspect of our religion is understood and nurtured and explained to people. I mean, even our religious buildings today, our synagogues, our churches, our mosques, our temples of all various different kinds, they are an enclosed space. An enclosed space where true spiritual transformation occurs. Any enclosed space where spiritual transformation occurs is symbolic of the womb. It is by its very essence feminine. And yet we've often had a very patriarchal culture dominates these spaces. And it's interesting at the moment with this virus, we are denied access to these spaces because everybody is in lockdown. It's interesting, and maybe something we should reflect upon. It's time we brought back the divine feminine more into our religious lives and understood that, God within the Abrahamic tradition is not masculine either. God is neither male nor female. God, if you look at the 99 names in Arabic, God has masculine and female aspects because his creation or her creation is duality. But God is not duality. God is the singular source of all existence. So God can neither be male or female, and this is revealed in God's attributes. But at the same time, both the masculine and feminine energies all emanate from God. And throughout the creation, within every single being, there are masculine and feminine energies. In some, the masculine energies predominate more than the feminine energies. In others, the feminine energies dominate more than the masculine energies. But every single being on this earth has a mixture of masculine and feminine energies. And if we didn't, we would all be extreme in our character, which would not be a good thing. So it's important to be in touch with the masculine and feminine aspects of our faiths, the masculine and feminine aspects of ourselves, and the masculine and feminine aspects of the creation. And the deeper we understand this, it will give us a tremendous sense of peace. So never ever underestimate the importance of the divine feminine, and never ever underestimate the importance of mothers. May Allah bless you all, and I wish you a very happy and blessed Mother's Day, and enjoy the rest of the weekend. Allah bless you all. Assalamu alaikum.